Hey guys, I have Fabio Marama here. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Dino? Looking forward to chatting today, my friend.
When I went to your profile on LinkedIn and I saw what you do and I saw how the engagement is and who is your tribe on LinkedIn, I was like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. I like the way he does that. Obviously, we agree on many things when it comes to content, followers, engagement, social media, blah blah blah. So this time I really wanna like really cut to the chase and see how we can really help uh, someone out there that really want to use LinkedIn because all of us getting all those messages and there are tons of LinkedIn gurus and they will help you get tons of leads and just pay me $12,000 a month and I will tell you how to put your profile photo that will work. But at the end of the day, there are only a few that I can say, okay, these really, know how to kill it on LinkedIn, and they can really help. I don't think that I can actually count them on one hand at the moment. One of them is you. What are the three tips, tricks, or hacks that you can give someone who really wants to ramp up their LinkedIn? And again, uh, the idea is to get sales, clients, customers from LinkedIn.
Yep, that's the end goal ultimately. I mean, LinkedIn's a tool. At the end of the day, everybody's after one thing. They want to grow their business, right? Their personal brand. They're in it for a specific reason. So essentially, LinkedIn is, in a nutshell, a platform or a channel or a tool to help you grow your business. And anybody really saying otherwise, like, no, I just want to like grow my network, like, well, why do you want to grow your network? Why? Like, there's a reason behind it. Nobody does something just because they want to. Like, there's a
Right.
specific reason. If they can get paid for it, like, yeah, I want to, grow more clients or grow my influence to get more speaking engagements. Build up my personal brand. Maybe I can get a new position, and my influence will help me to, grow into a new management role in another company because I want to get noticed. Like, there's a specific reason, and so
Right.
understanding that reason is obviously the first thing. Is like, okay, what's your biggest reason or what's your why? Because you got to use LinkedIn. Everyone has a different purpose. And then I would say the strategies or the tips that I would say is extremely important is, number one, you need to optimize your profile, write it, design it in a way that's going to attract your ideal customer and attract and convert your ideal customer. If you're attracting a specific person, let's say you attract and you help digital marketers, that's what your profile should depict.
Talk to.
I
Yeah.
help digital marketers, I help whatever it is, right? And your cover photo should be specifically designed in a way that also depicts that, has a call to action on it, builds, that influence. Because if it's just like a cityscape or something, like, a huge piece of real estate you're not utilizing. Your cover photo and your profile photo, very important because it's the first thing you see. And then your headline is equally as important as well. So those are three key elements, as well as then going through your profile and completing that.
So
So,
a quick
yep,
question.
yep.
Okay, that I get that. How am I supposed to know or figure out exactly what I need to write there on my profile? And again, that there's the about section, which is
Yep.
longer, and you can write more there and create more click to actions there. And there's the, I don't know, like one or two lines that are the really short one
Yep.
just below your photo. Someone who's not in marketing or in sales or
Yep.
not a creative guy or someone who's not like us, for us those things are pretty easy. we
Hmm.
we think, okay, that's the clientele, that's what we give them, that's how someone who's just a regular Joe or Jeanette, how can they figure out what exactly they need to write?
Great question. So I would say first thing to consider is people are more than their job titles. You are more than your job title, so you shouldn't just have your name and your job title in your headline. So your
Yeah.
name and then just, you know, I don't know, like human resource specialist at XYZ company. that doesn't, number one, if I'm going to your profile, that doesn't excite me. That doesn't tell me why you're different. That doesn't tell me anything aside from this is a specific role that you're in. But like, tell me, how are you a specialist at human resources? What are your specific skills? Like, put that in your specific headline. So if it's not a business owner saying, here's how I can help people, add things like human resource specialist. Don't put a specific company. Human resource specialist. Maybe a specific award you won, right? Humanize it a little bit and say, like, I don't know, even if you put a hobby of yours that you have, right? Like, maybe you're a dog walker, like, I don't know, dog enthusiast, something that's like going to humanize you, but also show why you're different. Even maybe putting in specific results in there, like helped 350 people get a job within the last year, right? Like, I don't know, like if that's, or help the company grow XYZ by hiring the right talent, right? So then I think that gives context of like, oh, wow, this person obviously is good at what they do. Here's a little bit of background of who they are as a professional. Here's who they are as a person. And it's also interesting. It intrigues you to want to read more. And that's where the about section comes in, right? Because it's just like, human resource specialist at, XYZ company. It's like, cool, awesome. Well, I don't know. It doesn't excite me. Next, right? But if you put a little bit more context, it's like different than what everybody else writes. Then you're going to get people to want to read more and stick around on your profile. Read your about section, and your about section should either be, I like to say, some people don't agree with like writing in third party. I'm like, if you want to create influence and thought leadership, you can write in third person. If you want to get people to connect with you more on a humanized part of your brand, write in obviously first. And that's where, hey, I'm Fabio. And if I was a human resource specialist, be like, hey, I've been in human resources a long time. Like, write it like a story almost.
Nice.
So that it's not just like, I am, John, and I have 25 years in human resources management, and I work at this company, and, we specialize in blah, 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 blah. Like, that's not exciting, right? Like, make it as a story. And that way people will be like, this profile is really intriguing, it's different. And I think that's the thing, is you got to break through the noise, and any way that you can do that is a great way to do it. And then also don't forget the featured section. There's a featured section underneath the about section, which you can attach links, images, anything that you think would be relevant for your audience to hear. So if you're a business owner, what would be relevant there is like any media you've been mentioned in, any media and publications, call to actions to your specific website or landing page or what have you. Maybe your Calendly, to book a call. Whereas professional might be really helpful for some professional to put case studies, things that they've done to help clients, or in the organization, projects that they've worked on, a video testimonials of you with a manager, and like, oh, this was amazing, they worked on this project. Like, because then it's like your goal is to use the platform in a way, and as many tools that are available to you on the platform to help do what? If you want a new job, you want to make more money in your role, you want to get a raise, like, what is it? Well, is ultimately what you're creating on your profile going to help you do that? So you need to create the intrigue by people hiring, or a lot of people. It's often, if it's on your profile, you get a lot of internal people, if you're working at a company, viewing your profile. So if you work at, I don't know, let's say Nike, right? And you write content for Nike, and you love posting stuff on the brand and building your own personal brand within the brand of Nike. Well, there's a good chance Nike people at the company are going to see your stuff, because you're connected with a lot of them, and it's listed on your profile, so that LinkedIn's naturally going to show it to those more people. I told a lot of people this: if you can't get in touch with like management, or you're trying to get into a specific, trying to slide into like a specific role, or go somewhere, shift in a new role in the organization, or grow into a management role, you just can't quite get the FaceTime with someone internally because they're so busy in their schedule, they got meetings. Use LinkedIn. Go post content, talk about the things that are like strategies, tips, things that you believe in that could help either the company or the specific industry. You start building thought leadership. So that's number one. So that was a great question that you asked, Dino, because I think that's relevant to people that are not business owners. That's step one, is you got to create that profile that's optimized for your specific audience, and do more than just what everybody else is doing in your status quo, right? So step two is you want to make sure you're adding relevant people. You should be connecting with new people every single day. if you can connect to like the maximum of which is about probably 100 people a day on LinkedIn, you should be sending 100 messages up to people. Relevant people, targeted people in your audience. And I'm going to do both examples because you spoke about that. Professional versus entrepreneur. Entrepreneur, you should be adding people every single day who you can serve.
That you can serve, or they're
you can
like
serve and be
your prospects in a way, or
Correct.
other entrepreneurs. Because you probably get it a lot. I get, hey, I saw we're both in marketing. I thought we should connect. Yep. That's like really, because we're both in marketing. How? Why?
Yes. No, that's a great question. I think 100%. You should be adding. I like to break it up, and I'm different than some people. Some people are like, I don't care about media or whatever. I love adding 3 specific people. I add content creators. If they're creating content and they're generating engagement and reach, and if they're growing a following that's also engaged with their content, well, I want to be connected with people that have other people that are connected, because it doesn't serve me any. If I have 10,000 followers, but they're all like app developers, engineers, and nobody goes on LinkedIn, well, my content will never be shown to those people. It will be shown to my first degree. And then second degree is very important, because if you're second degree, which is people's network who you're connected to, if they're not engaged either, well, your post will die just right there. I'm like, I want access to that network. 10,000 lively, engaged. They're on LinkedIn, opening the app every single day. I want those people, so that, because all I need is that one person to like or comment on my stuff, and I'll reach that second degree network.
Right.
I want thousands of those people. So that's why I'm like, content creators that are active on the platform is very, very important, because you need to tap into the community, the network of people that are generating content on the platform.
Now, I wanted to ask you, you said that one needs to follow and have in their tribe content creators.
Yep, that's one.
Regardless of my goals, regardless of what I'm doing on LinkedIn, I need to have content creators, or only if I am a content creator or an expert, I need to have those?
Yep, I would say probably if you're trying to build your own community, following, brand, and you generally want more reach, yes. Mm-hmm. Content creators is one, but then secondly, you have to add people that you serve, people that you could be clients, people that could hire you, people that would poach you, right? Because ultimately you want to make more money, get more, responsibility in a new role. You want to grow in your career. Awesome. In order to do that, you need to do 2 things: add people at your company that are in decision-making roles, and then add people in similar industries, if you're not willing to move, similar city or close by, that are also in that industry or other industries that are similar in decision-making roles. And the third one I like to add is media. And so I like to add writers. So what I do is, and I think it's one of the most incredible hacks that people just don't do, go to Forbes, go to Entrepreneur Magazine, like go find you can literally see the person's picture and the name of who wrote that article. Find, Dino, if you're like in personal branding, go find every single personal branding article on Forbes, Wall Street Journal, Entrepreneur, Business Insider. Go find those people that wrote, go send them a message on LinkedIn. Hey, Susie, just want to say I saw your article. I read your article today on, in Forbes, of the 6, personal branding strategies you can do this year to grow and scale your brand. I thought it was fantastic. Point number 2 you made on this, and this was well written, and I totally agree with it. Hey, I'd love to connect on LinkedIn and share more value together. Like, you'll get tons. You can add your network with hundreds of media writers that will now see your brand. And if it's relevant to your industry, there may be an opportunity where they say, hey, we're looking for somebody to contribute to our article. We're looking for 10 different experts to provide value. Would you be open to it? Absolutely, I would. That's a great way to do that, and for free, when you can just go seek out those relationships. So that's the third thing I had.
When you do that, guys, you actually need to read that article.
Yep.
And show that you read the article, and not, oh, your article about XYZ was amazing. Really? I mean, those are intelligent people. If you don't show them that you really read it, I can tell you that you should do that not only when you're looking at media people.
Exactly. So I think that context is everything. I loved your article. Hey, loved your last post on this. the point you made was fantastic. Can totally relate to that. Let me tell you a quick story. Boom, done. Most people always, they'll always accept that because they're grateful for the time and energy you put in. It's like Gary Vee talks about, right? Like adding your 2 cents, right? You're adding your 2 cents to something, either a comment or a post, but you're doing it in a different way. You're adding a personalized invite, but you're adding your 2 cents on their story, something about them that is going to make them be like, oh, that was really nice of them to reach out and actually provide good context. So, so I'd say that's number 2 is add the right people. That's my second point is, you got to add the right people in a way that's going to be different and help you stand out. And then thirdly is create content. I mean, to be honest, creating content at scale is only going to help you appear to more people.
I don't care about having 20,000 connections. I really don't care about it. I don't want to name names, but there are a lot of people who have been in LinkedIn for many, many years. They have 30,000, 50,000 people. And I know that when they launch a course or whatever, or when they have a Facebook group, they have 7 people in their Facebook group with 1 or 2 likes, no comments at all.
Yep.
And that says everything. I don't have even 5,000 people. I know that I create an impact in people's life with my content because I get actual messages, emails, text messages about, thank you. Oh, that was really great. And of course, prospects and clients and all that. So do you think it's the quality or the quantity?
So interesting. I'd say quality, yes, is more important. Quantity is also important though. Like quality is more, if you don't have the means to do both in terms of you don't have a team, you don't want to create content all day, quality is more important than quantity. However, quantity is important because
it's a numbers game.
It's a numbers game. Not everybody's going to see that quality post. You may have 10,000 people. The reality is, Neil Patel talks about this all the time, is you need to repurpose your content or use it multiple times a year. That same video should be posted 4 to 5 times a year on the same platform, maybe once a quarter. Reason being, you may get, you may have 5,000 followers, you may get 1,200 views on that. You may post that again, and in a couple months, new people will see that. Even if you grew no followers, new people of that 5,000 will see it. I spoke just yesterday to amazing guy. His name is Sean McCabe. Just love him to death. Yeah. He said, you need to be putting out more content, Fab. And he said, you should be recording everything. Like, don't be like, okay, what am I going to post today? Like, okay, I want to talk about this. He's like, no. You should be recording everything in your life. Like any conversation that you have, like we're doing right now, is being recorded. Yep. If we're jumping on a podcast, it should be recorded, both ends, right? If they're not recording it for, video, you should ask them. You should ask them, hey, can I record this through video? Because I want to use it. If you're, going out for coffee with someone, hey, would you mind recording? I'd love to use some stuff for content, right? Like, even if they're open to doing that, because you can take little snippets, you can take that 45-minute conversation and make 4 to 5 really good quality posts from very good, conversations that kind of came up or questions that were answered. If you have quality content, multiple posts is going to help you too, because you're just going to reach more people. So, but quality is definitely more important. I think you could have a lot of crappy content, post it as many times as you want, and nobody will care. It has to be, there's very specific ways I think is going to engage people on content. You got to keep it short, especially on Instagram, even on Facebook and on LinkedIn, especially.
Anywhere people don't
short.
People don't have the time. People don't have the patience.
They don't have the time.
Just
if they want long form, go to YouTube and go watch your long form podcast or whatever.
Yeah.
But most other platforms should be 30, 60, 90 seconds max.
Right.
Don't go much more than that. If you have a specific point, like you said, we started this conversation, like, let's get to the point. Like, get to the point. Don't start off like, hey, everyone, like, my name is Fabio. I help with LinkedIn, yada, yada, yada. Today I'm going to talk about, no, you just wasted 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Just be like, cool. One question I get asked a lot is, how do I grow on LinkedIn? The best way to do that is, and just jump right in, because people don't have time. And if they're like, you don't have the time to watch your full video, but if they get something, even if it's in like 30 seconds and they watch half of it, and they're like, that was really good, I have to move on to my meeting, they're going to come back to you because you made an impact. You're going to be memorable. And so get to the point, give the value, right up front. And so content's really important in that, respect. But I like to say is content will do nothing for you if you don't do the second stage I spoke about, which is adding the right people. Because if you add 20,000 people that you can't serve or won't care about your content. If I post about marketing and I have app developers, engineers, accountants, finance, they literally won't care about my content, and I'll never get a like, comment, or share, which means I'll never access their networks. So that's why LinkedIn is, I don't know, it's just unique because it's not follower driven. It's not like Instagram, like where you're posting and you're reaching your followers. You gotta think you could have way more engagement and views on your post and have a way stronger community that could generate into new business if you add the right people than somebody who has 100,000 followers, but they just have a lot of followers. Because there's a lot of people on LinkedIn, like I said, that are influencers that have 100, 200,000, and they're like, oh, your posts get 5 likes. Why even is that? That's big. And also there's different types of content, like, what works well. I mean, there's no doubt if you're a writer, you could love to write, awesome. But, video is the best. Because,
video.
Right? Like the world is shifting to more video. The numbers show that. And then also it's just, you can't get inflection, tone of voice, your personality. It just comes through video. And that's how people connect with you more, because it feels like they get to know you as a person as opposed to just your writing. So video is really important from that perspective. And I've talked to so many people that are like, I'm not a video person, I'm a writer. Cool. If you're a writer, just go write. You know what? Accept the fact that you don't want to do video, but if
take
you
a video of you writing.
Sure. You know what?
It will work really well.
Yeah. Like even like record your screen as you're writing, and then I don't know, like think of something different.
Definitely. And that green screen thing. So I want to give people a tip to have green screen that works, or blue screen that works really well. It's about lighting more than anything. Okay. Lighting is hard to do. So it's more important to actually create the video than what your background looks like and how professional your video looks like. Because 9 out of 10 times, your green screen is not good enough for your video to actually look good. And when you move your hands and when you move that, everything gets smudged, and really the eye doesn't like it. And even if your viewers don't think about it in their subconscious, then they see you as unprofessional or someone who can't really deliver. Take the green screen off, have whatever is in the background. Okay, you can find something in your house or your office that it's normal. Okay, my back is not perfect. I don't really care about what's in the background. What I care about is the content that I produce, and it will never be perfect. Just do it. It's much more important to actually do it. Don't think, people say, oh, but I don't know, I'm afraid of that, I don't know if it's good or it's not. Just record and put it out. You will get used to it with time. I had a client that, like, the amount of knowledge in that company was amazing. And it took me about 3 months to convince them to just do it. Oh, I don't know, I've been changing, I want to have that. Good Jesus, dude, take your phone and record it. It took me 3 months. And then the first video that they did, wow. It was like, changed everything. Why? Because they have valuable content. So it's more important to put it out. With time, you'll get better.
Yep. Totally agree. I mean, that's a lot of barriers for people, is like, with regards to video, they're afraid, how am I going to look? What am I going to say? What if I appear wrong? And you just got to do it. And you realize you're going to be bad at first.
When you're looking for customers, a lot of the people say, hey, if I'm, putting a click to action and tell them, hey, I'd love to ABC, or why don't you go and download this? Or they say, but it's salesy. And people don't like it, so they won't go to the link. So I actually shoot myself in the leg.
Yeah. And I think that's where, that's what it's like when you have new people. But if you're using content, I think the end of the day, give 10 times over before you ask. And I truly, truly believe that if you're giving a lot of value, the only reason that people have barriers to buy, to click, is because they don't trust you yet. And
Right. So
so
you say that the system should be create, post tons of value,
yep, you
start
build that
creating
trust.
the trust and the tribe,
Yep,
and then you'll see that there's a good following, and you will see
yep,
the same people comment and like,
yep,
and only then have some call to action,
yep.
which is of course smart, and not, hey guys, all I want is your money.
Yep. Because now you're saying, okay, awesome. If you're doing something right now that can help me be more involved and learn better, maybe even like take what you're doing and apply it to my business. You've done so many videos, content that like I've just got so much value from. Like, I gotta check this out. Like, of course, I trust you, because when you're adding somebody right away, it's like everyone's in that same mindset. You gotta build know, like, and trust. People, if they don't know you, they won't like you, right? You got to give people that like you. People only buy from people they don't like. Normally, people don't give people money that they don't like.
Right.
So you got to get people to like you. And so your content, you as a person, that's the second stage to trust, right? And then people give you their money, their credit card, whatever, once they trust you, more or less, right? And so you can build trust quicker in some ways, which is like if you're an authority figure in your space, you don't have to build a huge relationship because people know you, right?
Right.
Like they've heard your brand before. Maybe they see you on a podcast, or they've heard you on a podcast with someone influential. You've built that trust right away because you're like, oh, well, I know you're trusted advisor in your space because, well, you went on this podcast. Like, you can do that way quicker. If nobody knows you though, that's where that know, like, and trust takes a little bit longer. Content can do that, where then you now get to a point where you built that trust up enough where now you're asking your community for something, or that person, and they're like, yeah, absolutely. This could definitely help me. Or you're asking for a quick call, right? Like, where you're like, hey, John, great to be connected over the last 6 months. How are things going lately? Generate a conversation. Oh, things have been going well. I've been seeing some of your videos. Awesome. Very cool. What are you guys struggling with right now? Are you having any issues like after this whole virus thing? Like, what do you find is your biggest challenge right now? Oh, you know what? Like, one of our biggest challenges right now is, we're trying to focus less on sales and maybe more on content and building up our brand, but we're just struggling to keep up. Maybe you're like, hey, I have a service, like we can help with content, right? And it's like, we can actually help you build some of that content. You got 20 minutes or 30 minutes next week. Love to chat to see if there's ways that we can help you with that problem. Cool,
Yeah.
let's do that. You've already built that trust with them. They know who you are. Like, now it's easier to have that call and that conversation. You don't have to sell them on you and why you're trustworthy. All you got to do is sell them on, here's how I can help you with your problem, and then they tell you how much, right? And so that's what content can really do when you build that trust. And in that video you showed me, 1,000 true fans. You do that, those 1,000 true fans are way more warm to convert than people that you're cold messaging or cold emailing, because they built that trust with you and they believe you can actually help them.
Yeah. So to end this, because we can continue and talk like for days, this was amazing. So the process is to first add the right amount and the right people, then create and post the right content, a lot of it, post it in the right way as well, and then that's where you start to prospect and convert.
Correct. Yeah. And first step is optimize your profile. So optimize
Right.
your
And
profile.
of course, optimize your profile.
Yeah, no, of course. So that people know what you do, how you help people, and you're building a little bit of that trust up front. And that's what you should be doing.
And that's how you have the full circle from optimizing your profile to when you pitch, they already know exactly why they should trust you, why they should ask you, yeah, sure, how much.
Yep, exactly. And you should be using lots of features on the platform, like voice notes and video. I've sent people video before, like, hey, great to connect, my friend. Hey, I was just going through your profile, and hey, I noticed something that I could probably help you with. And I'm like, hey, make this change. Hey, I noticed you post a lot of links. If you stop posting links and you actually posted like an organic video, you'll reach 10 times more people. Hey, do that next time. Cool, thanks so much. And now I'm connected with them. They're going to follow my stuff because they're going to remember Fabio when they see me on the feed. That was the person that gave that helpful tip. So things like that is really, really helpful too, is like utilize ways that are going to make you more human. Voice notes, it's actually a person and, not something else that's like a bot or something. Now, I'm not against automation. So I'm a proponent of using automation. However, do it in a way that's human. If you can even use video through automation, where you're like, there's digital marketers that you serve, send a video to that audience where it's like, hey, so good to be connected. My name is John. I just want to say I love the digital marketing space, and that's what I've been doing the last decade. Here's how I help people. Would love to see if there's ways that we can kind of serve each other like that. Then it's engaging, right? Like,
Yeah. No,
find
it's
ways to
amazing.
become more human.
Yeah, human is so important. And
Yep.
Fabio, amazing tips. I knew that if I'll talk to you, we will actually cut to the chase and give some real valuable tips and things that people can actually do today and start seeing the results in just a few days. It was awesome. And really, really thank you.
Awesome, Dino. Well, I appreciate the chance to chat with you. I think we had a great conversation. Hopefully, someone can walk away with this with some action steps to help grow and scale on LinkedIn themselves.